Spoiler alert, the following podcast includes discussions on film that may potentially, intentionally or inadvertently, reveal plot twists, character traits, story details, up to and including endings that might otherwise be considered spoilers. Proceed at your own risk.
You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
Sounds like some bad movie.
Hey out there. How's
Joey.
it going? Hello!
Joey!
Hello!
There's something following me.
Oh, I wonder what that might be.
It's this fucking film. I'm sorry. Hello, yes. Welcome to Moviesucktastic.
That's right.
Shit, it's been a while. What episode are we on?
181.
Getting there.
Well, I mean, it's been a while. We did record the week before last. It's before that. It's been a while.
Duster. Okay.
Yeah.
So this episode we're reviewing It Follows.
Yes.
Now, while we were getting ready, Joey saw this look on my face. He's like, Scott, what's wrong? So I can't tell you right now. One thing I did not do, that I'm trying to do a bit more of when we review films, is I had not immediately checked the Rotten Tomatoes rating. And the Rotten Tomatoes rating amongst critics for this film...
Can I guess? I have not seen it myself. I'm going to guess that it's very high.
Critics, go ahead. Take a guess.
Critics, I'm going to guess that is in the very minimum in the 80 percentile, but I want to go probably into the 90 percentile for that. Probably 96. Like a 96. Yeah.
Now, audience score?
Probably a lot lower.
65.
65.
What the fuck is wrong with critics?
Now,
I don't know.
Before we get too deep into this review, you really despised this movie.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
I'm going to come out and just start the review and say that I enjoyed this movie.
Why? Why? You're fucking kidding me.
No, I'm not.
All right. You know what? I'm going to let you go first, sir. And I will try not to interrupt.
Okay. I'll tell you what I didn't like.
No. You've already started off on a positive note.
Okay.
You better speak the praises of this film. Then you can agree with me later when I bitch about it.
Well, you're gonna bitch. I know.
Well,
but
more so now.
That's what makes the show great. Anyway, I went into this movie. Scott, he watches it and he's telling me all of, that he hated it, that it dragged on it, and normally that's not an issue for either of us. So it's like this really struck a chord with Scott.
Can I say something in my defense? Just going into this, because people will complain about films being slow, and I just want to. It occurred to me, and because also when you complain about a film like this, and you start mentioning how slow it is, because like, oh, we just when you have no attention span, there's a difference between slow plotting but that it actually is building a kind of tension and rapport with the audience and means something. I will reference the film Under the Skin, which is an amazing film and is probably slower than this one. And probably
Is that the one with Antonio Banderas? No, that's The Skin I'm In.
That's The Skin I'm In. Under the Skin. It's Scarlett Johansson. It's an adaptation of a sci-fi novel. Practically no dialogue in huge sections of the film.
Yeah,
very slow.
No, I haven't seen it. Definitely not.
It's not everybody's cup of tea, but it is a good movie. So, okay. I just want to... You have to preface that when you complain about a film like this and say, yeah, it's fucking slow, because that doesn't...
Well, that's why I said that under normal circumstances, it's never an issue for either of us. The movie just has to really not sit right with us. Slow is not an issue. It's how it's
why it's
presented, I guess is the right word. You know?
Yeah.
But I liked this film. And I think what I liked about it, and it is a slow movie, but it's not Ty West slow, like I was led to believe. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not Ty West slow, like I was led to believe. And maybe that's why I ended up liking it, because I went into this movie thinking that this was a Ty West type movie where a lot of nothing is going to happen.
This film
like Ty West, House of the Devil. House of the Devil is so motherfucking boring, and I might add, there's a lot of like little build-ups to nothing.
This film makes House of the Devil look like a roller coaster ride.
No, I think it's the other way around. See, in this film, something is always happening. It could be little, it could be. It's not like jump at you scary. But it's always that fear, at least you get that from her perspective and anyone else that's being followed by this thing. It's always that fear of, it's like a silent fear. It's like you don't know when they're coming. You don't know when it's happening. You just always know that it's always following you. It's always on its way to you.
Can I fill that in for you? You know what's always happening in this film at any given point?
What's that?
This.
Well, if anyone's not watching the live feed, that was a visual. Scott just simply turned his head and looked over his shoulder, because they do a lot of that. I'll give you that.
I'll do the sight impaired version of that. Here it is. Is that something behind me? Okay.
Is it still there? Anyway, but no, it's. I thought the flow of the film, even though you hated it, I mean, you're Ty West all over this thing. I thought the flow of the film was okay. It kept me interested the entire time I watched it. Whenever I was, looking for, something is definitely building up to something, even if it's little, it did. It never left me disappointed, in the fact that something was always building up on the story. The characters, the arc was, not there, but that's not what it's really about. It's really about...
What is it about? What's it about, Joe?
What's anything really about? Tell me about your mother. No, but it just... I didn't mind the film. I didn't. I thought everything worked.
But to what end?
To the credits. How about that? Till the
not
credits roll.
All right. I mean, now there's no reason to give a synopsis of the film, because if you saw the trailer at the beginning of the episode, if you heard the trailer at the beginning of this episode, you've seen the film. Pat yourself on the back, go home. That's it. Don't waste your time actually watching anything more. That whole film is distilled into that moment. Now, granted, like you said, a film doesn't have to be about a lot, because it's the journey. There's no journey to this film.
Not really.
Now, and maybe part of it pissed me off is that right off the bat, I'll say the prologue, the opening scene was cool. I was like, oh, I'm in. All right.
It got off to a great start.
Great start, and then that was it. If that should have been the film. It should be like,
what I thought was interesting about that opening is that she's running out in like a negligee type thing, and I'm saying to myself, is that just what the kids are wearing these days? Because that doesn't look like normal bed attire. But then she's like wearing high heels, and I'm like, what the fuck was she just doing? Like that. If you're gonna run away from something, that choice of footwear probably not your best.
Dude, that sounds like a neighbor I stumbled upon last week.
Oh yeah.
This has nothing to do with a movie, but since you mentioned that, I got to say this real quick. Walking to Holly's house last week, and it's like 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning, and I'm walking up, and the house across the street, this woman comes out the back door, maybe late 30s, early 30s, black, like Teddy, and like walks out to the car, digs through the car, and I'm like, she's looking for condoms. She was taking a break from something and going back for more. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh man! I mean, was this before or after you saw It Follows? Because I would have just been like,
after. But nothing makes me think of It Follows except when I get tired. Now, speaking of, is that what the kids are wearing these days? Let's talk about one of the things in this film that pissed me off to no end.
Okay.
Is the film's really, really, really desperate attempt to not exist at any specific time.
Yeah, especially you really got that feeling with whenever they watch television.
Every TV is like a 1975 CRT monitor, 24-inch black and white. They've got TVs on top of TVs like it's the 70s, but at the same time, they always make sure that this one chick is reading out of a little clamshell ebook.
Yeah, I don't know why anyone would read out of something like that ever. I don't care if it was the year 2112. Why would you ever read out of that?
So they've got smartphones, but they've got the old tube televisions, and they got the late model cars. So right off the bat, this film's trying to play one of those. See, it's like the 70s, but it's not. It's like it's homage. Oh.
Yes, I did get that, and I looked past it. I totally looked past it.
You know what? I can look past it if they just did it a little bit. But like every time you go back to the house, there's more fucking televisions in it. Like I said, at the one point, now he's watching a TV on top of the TV. A week passed. What the fuck happened to the other TV? Come on.
Yeah, I didn't care that much. I mean, obviously you care a lot.
I do. And you know what else I care about? I care about a film that goes out of its way, whenever possible, to prove how well read it is. So not only it's almost like like the beginning of like Twilight. I think the second Twilight, where it opens up. You don't know. You haven't watched the films, you bastard. The beginning of the second Twilight opens. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, I was just going to say that makes me a bastard because I haven't purposely watched that franchise.
Yeah, because I sat through almost all of them. You have a lot of catching up to do.
Or none at all, some may say.
You're lucky I don't challenge you to the whole series.
That won't happen. You can challenge it to me. And when it's like, welcome to episode 236, where we'll be challenging the whole franchise of Twilight. We are. I'm not prepared for that. You were supposed to watch them. I was. I didn't.
And then we could just hear,
bastard. Yeah, here's you scream into the microphone.
As opposed to any other time, right?
Well, yeah.
The second Twilight begins with the voiceover of Bella.
Oh, great voiceover!
Reading Frost's poem "Fire and Ice," and the only thing is like, oh, okay, so you're trying to prove that you're trying to like act like this is like a literary film. I got you. Okay, let's read one of the most boring, most common Frost poems fucking ever. Good. So It Follows steps it up a notch. Not only do we have to listen to a whole segment of T.S. Eliot's love song of Alfred Prufrock, or J. Alfred, whatever the fuck, during a classroom sequence when she's looking out the window watching something follow. Then periodically the film has to stop so the Asian girl with glasses can read excerpts off of her ebook from Dostoevsky's The Idiot. Now, what the fuck? Yeah, I get it. Yeah, because
I didn't mind that stuff. I mean, it just obviously you did. Maybe it's because you're I don't know a literary major. I looked past it.
No,
yes, I did get that. It's like, okay, they're trying to be the smartest movie in the room. Let's put it that way. Yeah. What are you reading? The Idiot. It's like, okay, I get it. That's a literary classic. You're reading it. You're whatever. I looked past it because that's not what I cared about.
I could look past it if it wasn't so blatantly obvious and like the whole film didn't grind to a halt. So hold on while I read a dead Russian's quote about death. So, what the fuck? Really? Okay. Let's do that. Or how about that? That's the only interesting thing these teenagers say ever. These are the most boring fucking people in the world. These are people that just don't fucking talk.
They do talk. They do live in Detroit.
They should just kill themselves. They should be glad someone's come to end their lives. No, they literally have nothing to say. The dialogue is now.
Oh, you know what else annoyed me? Apparently, all the kids these days have sex with their shirts on and bras on. Who does that? You're in the backseat of a car, bra.
My question is how do they do that?
I'm sorry that you're a young, budding actress and you don't want to do a nude topless scene, but you know what? Nobody has sex with their bra on. You just don't.
But they make sure they show a lot of long shots of full frontal nudity so they can get that R rating.
But you could throw a couple of fucks and whatever in there and get the same thing.
Yeah, but not as much these. I mean, these days you have to have quite a few fucks to get an R. I mean, the jaded audience.
I think two or three is the minimum.
But in order for that, they'd have to talk or say. Now, I will grant you that real life. Now, we're going to be reviewing another film next episode by Wes Craven as a memorial. We're going to memorialize the dead director by tearing apart one of his films because we're awesome people.
We're going to talk about his other movies too.
I know, but well,
I'm watching that one. Dead or Alive deserves to be ripped apart. I'm sorry.
But what I'm watching like that, I'm thinking, why do you always try to give like all these teenagers this really complicated dialogue and these really interesting, different, unique personalities, and teenagers aren't that interesting. What the fuck? So it's just the opposite now. I'm watching It Follows. I'm like, all right, you know what? I know teenagers aren't that interesting, but that doesn't mean I want to watch it.
Yeah.
I really don't want to watch the kids just sit around and watch television for 10 minutes. Yeah, I know they do that, but let's do something else with the film because we have the time and we're wasting the light. And it's all that. The basic premise of the film is that there's this entity that follows you, and if it catches you, it kills you. Of course, it follows you very slowly, because God forbid this film moved at any kind of decent pace. And if you have sex,
that's what heightens the scare factor to it.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Well, no, that's what they're going for. Listen, I'm not.
But they're going
I didn't. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm not looking over my shoulder after seeing this movie. That's not the point. The point is, it moves slow. And you can see that the characters fear in the film because it moves slow. You never know when it's going to show up. If it moved fast, you wouldn't really. You'd be running the whole film. It's like, okay, where is it? It would be complete opposite of the type of film that it is. Maybe that's what you wanted.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, well, I don't think it would be interesting. I don't think that would work.
You know what? I'm going to throw something out at you, just as devil's advocate here.
Okay.
You could kind of take this as the debate about fast zombies versus slow zombies.
I was just going to bring that up.
Okay. Now,
so go ahead.
My defense of the slow zombies has always been that if you watch any slow zombie film, the real enemy in those types of films aren't the zombies, it's the people.
Yep.
And
they're
so
always fucking it up somehow.
Right. So when we're watching like the original Dawn of the Dead, say, or even Day of the Dead, it's not the fact that these shambling masses are slowly coming towards you. It's the fact that the humans involved are taken down by their own human frailties, personality flaws, defects, bad choices. It's about internal conflict. Now, when you take that concept, but you remove the internal conflict part, all you get is a shambling thing walking towards you at a slow pace.
Yeah.
I'm
not going to disagree with that.
And that irritates me.
Okay. That's fine. But they do other things in this that builds the tension of this thing following. One, the music. I thought they used the music very well to, display tension, to move that tension forward, to show how, just scared that Jay is in the film.
I just remember something. We're talking about music. I'm trying to think of the music of the film, and I remembered one part. I watched this with Holly. Thank you.
Okay.
And we're watching it. And I'm already pissed off. And we're about 20 minutes, half an hour in, where the girl's slept with the guy already, and she's back at her house, and all the friends are staying with her. And you get to the part where she finally sees the thing following her in the house.
Right.
And it snaps into slow motion. And I remember turning to Holly and go, "Oh, great. So the film wasn't slow enough as it is. The minute something interesting happens, the film's like, wait a minute, slow the shit down. We don't want to lose you." And it did that twice. It's like, oh, hold on, something's happening. Slow it down. Watch what's happening. Oh, fuck, really? I can think of a lot of films that don't need slow motion. This is one of them.
Do you did you have a bad day that day before you watched this?
No, and you know what? All right, I went into the film pessimistically, because whenever I see people raving about a horror film, all right, and I'll also preface this with that the week before we had just watched The Gallows.
Okay.
All right, so I was already in bad horror film mood, and I was in the bad horror film mood where I kept seeing positive reviews for these shitty films, and I was like, oh, this sucks. So the second horror film in a row I watched, where I'd read all these glowing, I was like, oh, this is the greatest film. Oh, this is a beacon for horror movies. And I'm watching and I said, what the fuck is this shit? There's nothing new or creative or interesting about this at all.
See, I didn't go into this film with any of that. I just knew that people liked it. I didn't. What? What did you say?
You just knew. I just knew that Scott hated it and everyone else didn't.
Well, I did know that. I didn't go on Rotten Tomatoes to know. I guessed that it was in the 90 percentile.
I just looked tonight. I had no idea it was that popular. I thought at least critics would.
Well, I knew critics would like it, and I knew that people wouldn't because it is a slower film. But I didn't go into it at all. It's like reading any reviews, hearing any raves about how it's the best horror film in the last whatever decade, 2 decades in my lifetime bullshit. I didn't go into it at all. I just strictly went into it with, I know people like it. Let's watch it. That's it.
Oh.
Now, the music, I thought, for the most part of the film worked. There are a couple of scenes specifically where the Jay is getting ready and she's looking in the mirror. I thought the music there did not work. I thought that music was trying too hard to be too much of an homage to. I felt the music was more of an homage to 80s, like Tangerine Dream type music. But I thought the music, the score as a whole, was like this Tangerine Dream meets John Carpenter type. Like if you took those two styles and you put it together, you'd get the score for this movie.
So if Carpenter had done this film would have kicked fucking balls. Are you kidding me?
Have you seen a Carpenter film in the last few years?
No.
Wouldn't have.
Because if Carpenter did this, he would have done this in the 80s. This is an 80s Carpenter film turned into a hipster shit. This is fucking hipster horror, motherfucker. In the flesh.
You're. Oh, hold on. Scott always yells at me for using hipster, and when I use it, it's almost always appropriate. I don't even know what this. What does this director even look like? Hold on, I gotta see what he looks like.
I have once or twice in the past confirmed with you that under very specific circumstances, I will agree with the term hipster. This is one of them. This is hipster, wanna be cool. Ty West is fucking hipster horror. It's this whole genre now that's out. I mean, there's just to illustrate the whole bullshit approach towards this film that people are praising it for. There's one audience review for it that starts, and I quote, "The horror genre has been on a downward slope for the past couple of decades." Really, motherfucker? Really? The past couple of decades? How about there's been shitty horror films since they were making shitty horror films, and that they're always going to be shitty horror films. Horror films haven't been on a downward slope. Really, the past couple of decades. This guy, by the way, looks like he's not even 20 years old. What the fuck does he know about the past couple of decades of horror films?
Well, I'm in agreement with you. With that, I mean, was the first horror film he ever saw The Thing? Because you know what? You really can't. That's the fucking bar right there. I mean, that's the bar for horror. Is John Carpenter's The Thing? Seriously.
Here's a bar. Well, here's a bar. I'll even go back a few years ago. Let the Right One In. There's a slow, semi-silent.
That's also foreign. That's also foreign.
But we're all part of this. We're not limiting this to American, and they did an American remake, so I can mention it. But there's a film that is slow, methodical. It's not high intensity, everything, but it's fucking good.
Oh yeah, really good.
There have been excellent films in the past. You can go back any year, and there are excellent fucking horror films.
Yeah,
mainstream horror films.
Take the Daywatch movies.
Right.
I mean, the whole vampire. Well, it's more than that, but that series, that Russian series, is very good. And I would say that for the most part, I would say that's slow.
Yeah, and you know what? It's like no matter what, there's always going to be mainstream shit because that's what they do. They crank out mainstream shit. Horror has been mainstream shit since fucking Bela Lugosi. They've had it. There's no fucking downward slope. Oh, this film's revitalizing horror. And that's the whole fucking lie that Ty West and these other hipster douchebag fucking horror wannabe filmmakers are buying on. This whole thing of horror is like all just flashy and torture porn, but I'm making something artsy as well. Fuck you. There's nothing artsy about sitting on my ass for 2 hours waiting for something to happen in a film that's labeled horror, and the only thing horrifying about it is that I'm wasting my fucking time. I'm sorry, let me dial that down a bit. I think
Scott, tell me how you really feel.
Seriously, when that slow motion hit in, I was just like, what the fuck? That was it for me. And then I like the part in the middle where we take a 10-minute walk towards their big plan, and their big plan is they break into a school or somewhere. Why is it that high school pools in films are completely unguarded yet immaculately kept?
Yeah, I did notice that. I was like, yeah, this building's falling apart, but you know what? That the pool's been shocked, has just the right amount of chlorine.
and it's not
who's taking care of this pool?
Yeah, and not only is it not locked, but it's lit for them as well.
Yes.
Fuck. But their whole plan is, we're gonna go to this pool and we're gonna plug in small appliances all around it, and then when it comes for her in the water,
I didn't mind that. I didn't mind that because I took that as stupid teenagers. I just for real. Oh. I just took that as that's something a stupid teenager would do and think would work. That's why I didn't mind that.
Not only is it beyond stupid for these teenagers to think that throwing a toaster into an Olympic-sized pool is going to electrocute somebody, where the fuck did they find a swimming pool that has non-GFCI outlets every 3 feet around the entire fucking pool? Where does this exist?
It is Detroit. That's probably why it's closed.
Really?
It didn't meet up to building codes. But that's a whole different podcast. Come on.
But I know. But they forgot to fire the janitor. I got you. I understand that.
Yes.
That makes sense.
He just was not doing it right.
Oh. It's just, and now the whole point, and this is one of these things where people I like message movies, and I like movies that you could read. I like, this is actually, symbolic of this. I'm big on that. I'm a literary major. It's what I fucking do for fun, is read into symbolism and metaphors and imagery and shit. But if you read people talking about this film, it's like, ooh, is it a metaphor for AIDS? Ooh, is it a metaphor for death? How about it's a metaphor for slow boring? I think it's a metaphor for just fucking piss in the wind for 2 hours.
Yeah, I did not have a problem with this as nearly as much as you did, obviously. It's okay, though. It's okay. Now...
Go ahead, sorry.
No. I'm just trying to think of where we could go from here. Almost want to do Wes Craven's challenge with this episode because we're like riding on fumes right now. We're only 33 minutes in.
Well, I mean, we can have a short episode for once. I mean,
well, that's true.
Now, here's where my anger level is. How does this piece of shit, slow ass, fucking wannabe intelligent, lame ass movie get the same IMDb rating as The Babadook, which was fucking awesome?
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm the first person to say that like all sci-fi and all horror are technically shit right off the bat because it's an exploitation genre, and they really, you can still enjoy a lot of them, but most of them are shit. I'm the first person to say that, but don't tell me that this fucking hipster piece of shit is elevating horror films after 2 decades. Really? Come on. Why are fucking films?
Yeah. Damn it.
Now, I'm going to share this with you too. So we watched It Follows.
Yeah. Then
we watched The Gallows.
Okay.
So I'm 2 for 2 for new horror films that suck ass. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna fucking double down, and I'm gonna watch more.
Okay.
So I went ahead. So I went ahead and watched Unfriended.
Ah, okay. All right. Yes, we did converse about that very briefly.
Yeah. So,
and just for peace of mind, your movie challenge is not a horror movie.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
But so it's like I go home alone. I'm like, fuck this. I'm going for broke on this shit. I'm watching every shitty fucking horror film. I've got Unfriended, and so I put that in. I've got a hate on. I'm ready to fucking hate. It's like, all right, show me another piece of shit that's supposed to be modern horror. And you know what? I didn't mind Unfriended at all. I thought it was interesting. That there's a film that tried to do something different and new, and if it didn't succeed 100%, it came pretty close. The whole film takes place on a teenage girl's monitor. The entire film. And it's chat windows and videos and Skype chats and stuff. And I thought as far as a use of multimedia in a story, and technically you could call it gimmicky, but it's not really gimmicky because it really, it almost, because again, it's horror film and it's got restrictions, so it has to stick to it. But it kind of rang true to, it didn't seem that far-fetched as far as like just everything happening on this monitor screen. It really...
Right.
Monitor. I didn't think it was that bad, and the fact that it has.
They only had one monitor. My God.
She's on her laptop, on her bed, I think. So yeah, monitor. Yeah. Oh, if it was ours, it would be all over the place. But now that film, which I thought at least was original and tried to do something different, 1 full star lower than It Follows. I guess because it didn't have enough old televisions and slow ponder. How about the fucking 360? There's that 360 shot when they go to the high school to find the kid.
Oh! I thought you were, I don't know why I was thinking in one of the last Paranormal Activity films. I think it was like the 2 sequels ago, maybe 3. They had a whole thing with the Xbox 360, the Kinect.
That was the 4th one, I think.
Was that the 4th one? Probably the stupidest thing I've ever. I haven't watched the entire film. I just stumbled across that scene. Quite possibly one of the dumbest things ever in a movie.
No, not Xbox 360. I'm talking camera move. There's the part in It Follows where they go to the high school to find the kid, and so the camera like is pointing at them, and then there's a slow pan, and I get it. The part when it first pans past the window out in the background, you can see someone walking slowly towards the camera. It's like, oh, that must be the thing following. But then it keeps going, and it's panning down the hallway. And then across the wall. And why the fuck are we still doing this? Did you get like a hold of like a special camera and you got to use it today? Is that what the fuck this is? Someone got the Steadicam release and goddamn it, you're going to use it until they come and take it back? What the fuck?
Yeah.
There was no point to it except to maybe drag that scene out a bit longer. This It Follows is like 50% fucking padding. Roger Corman would be proud.
Yeah. Something that's been going on in my head since you said it, and did you say the one friend is Asian?
She's not?
No.
Okay, well she had the glasses on and she was smart, so I assume she was Asian.
Okay.
She's not she's some kind of nationality, isn't she?
She's Italian, but
same thing.
You know what? Yeah, forget I brought it up.
She's some kind of foreigner. I mean,
yeah, the Mediterranean and Asia, they're not really near each other. Okay, never mind.
You know what? You know what? Amongst this bland, pasty white fucking cast, she could have been fucking like some like missing tribe in Nairobi. Just because she fucking looks a little different. And that's one thing about the film too, is the film is amazingly white. There's like the white people in this film. It's like, do black people exist? I mean,
and you know it's Detroit, so yes they do. But apparently they live in the good section of Detroit.
The one girl's like, you know, we used to talk about the was it 8 Mile or the 3 Mile or whatever?
Yeah, a couple of blocks past the 8 Mile. I wasn't
allowed to come down here. So like, I don't know why, because there's not a person in sight, let alone any black people. Why was your mother afraid of this town? This town looks fucking safe as shit. There's like not a soul around here. Man, thank God there's no people here, let alone black people. God forbid there's any black. I mean, and also they're in a shitty suburb too. Really? It's all white people? In Detroit, there's nowhere. They couldn't even like drag up a black person like walk by the camera at some point. And I think the one boyfriend across the street, he was like half something. You know, he wasn't full American.
Yeah,
right?
I didn't look him up. I could care less about him.
There was like a bit of Latino or something there, Mexican.
I'm actually seeing if this was shot in Michigan or not. Watch, it's Canada. Here we go. Filming locations. Let's see. Where did they shoot? Nope, they did shoot entirely in Michigan. Holy shit. Entirely in Michigan. Well, at least they did that.
I did notice one thing in the parents' guide I went through briefly. There's two mentions of somebody. It's got to be the same person. Under the heading in the parents' guide of sex and nudity. The first one is, in one scene, parentheses, is nude in the form of a woman. Full frontal nudity is shown. Her crotch is shaded pretty heavily.
Oh my.
Okay, and I'm thinking, and he was really looking too. And then the next two down, it says, quotations, also takes the form of a nude older man standing on the roof of a house. Again, full frontal nudity is shown while his crotch is heavily shaded. And I saw the film, and I saw both.
Wasn't that like a loincloth or something?
No, it's called fucking pubic hair, people.
No.
It's called fucking. I saw those shots. It's called pubic hair. It's called bush. There was no heavy shading. It was fucking bush.
Wow.
Because outside of porno films, a lot of people still have that. It really does exist. Mr. Parents Guide.
Well, he needs to be able to warn his fellow Christians.
Why can't I see your camel toe? I'm all confused. It's called pubic hair, you fucker. Heavily shaded. What is this? A sketch drawing? What the fuck are you talking about?
To even say pubic hair, it's like there'd be a warning for the Family Guide. Warning.
Both those shots.
Words like pubic and hair are put together in the same sentence.
But I'm pretty sure at least one of those shots takes place in broad daylight. And there's no fucking shading. It's fucking, it's thatch. That's what it is. Fucking deal with it. I fucking, people are fucking crazy.
All right, yeah, so are we about time to rate this movie on IMDb?
You got a fucking fight on your hands with this one, sir. I'll let you take the starting bid. Right now, it's currently at 6.9, the same as Babadook. Which makes no fucking sense.
I would think Babadook was higher than that.
So would I. Hence my anger.
Well,
Babadook should be at minimum a 7. I think the film deserves an 8 or 9. It was that fucking good. It's that fucking smart and scary.
Well, I'll tell you right now. Even though I liked the film, I don't think I could rate It Follows higher than a 6.
Me neither.
Yeah, I know what you would want to rate it, but 6 is the highest I would go for that film.
All right.
If you were willing to go 5, I would agree with that.
The question isn't how high you're willing to go.
It's how low. I just said no lower than 5.
How low?
No lower than 5.
No lower than 5?
Yeah.
5 is average.
Yeah, and I think that this is at least an average movie.
I've got my finger poised over 4.
No.
Poised
I cannot. I will not agree with a 4.
This movie is a 4 coming to 5. 5. You know why this film deserves a 4? Because it's fucking hipster douchebag. I want to be intelligent, so I'm gonna. Oh, hold on.
Enough with the hipster douchebag stuff.
Dude, I'll give you a pass next time you say it, because I'm telling you, Ray. Oh, hold on a second. Can we squeeze one more quote from Dostoevsky in this film? Because our teenage audience is definitely going to be on board with this. Please. Hold on. Can we extend that classroom scene to get some T.S. Eliot in there? What, Frost wasn't too edgy for you? What the fuck?
5.
Come on.
If you want to do 4, if you do a 4, you got to do it behind my back. Just don't do it right in front of me.
Okay. All right, 5 it is then.
All right, so now let's move into Scott's favorite portion.
Hang on. Let me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're gonna say yeah. I just wanted to check the demographics real quick.
Scott's his thing is the demographics. Yeah.
So anyway, quickly on the IMDb demographics. IMDb it's 6.9 with 66,000 users.
Okay.
The highest average rating is 7, which is way too fucking high. For demographics,
Yes,
males 7.0, females 6.5. So males are slightly dumber. Now, the demographics there's almost a clear slope as you get age. Males and females. Males 7.6 if they're 18 and under. Males 45 and over 6.5. Females seem to be just as intelligent across the board. Under 18, they're 6.7. At 45 and older, they're 6.5.
What I find amazing about that is 18 and under. I'm just led to believe that anyone 18 and under has full-blown ADHD. How do they sit through this?
That's a myth. How did I sit through this? Fuck ADHD. How about just like a normal attention span? Jesus Christ, this film was horrible. Now, one thing I never looked at before. This is interesting. The highest number of votes.
Yeah.
Is
16,000.
No. Highest number of votes is males age 18 to 29. There's 23,000 votes. The least number of votes is females under 18, 167. That's it.
Wow.
Oh no! By the way, IMDb staff, my favorite category, 8 votes, 7.7. Fuck you, IMDb staff. Seriously, all of you, I hate you. I hate you.
It's probably filled with 20-somethings.
Making
like no money. They get to watch all the free movies they want with no health care.
On streaming.
Yeah. Listen, you can watch all the movies you want. You can review them, but we can't pay you.
Now
okay.
Now here's an interesting demographic they have. They have the top 1,000 voters, and out of the top 1,000 voters, only 304 voted on this film. 6.6, by the way. Then they've broken into categories: U.S. users and non-U.S. users. So U.S. users, 12,000 people, 7.3, way too fucking high. Non-U.S. users, 31,000 of them, because there's more of the rest of the world than America, despite belief otherwise.
Right.
6.8 average.
No, it doesn't follow you.
You should make our own version of follows, where the thing follows you until you make someone else watch a bad movie.
Isn't that what we do every week?
Maybe we've been dodging this fucking horrible demon for decades without even knowing it. Says, fuck,
yeah, right.
If they would stop telling each other to films, I could kill one of them.
So there you go. The show. We can never end the show. Welcome to Moviesucktastic, episode 796.
Like we were going to stop doing this.
Yeah. My kids are going to be in college. Like, Dad, are you done yet? No, we're hitting a milestone. It's episode 1499. We're doing episode 1500.
I get better for you. Your kids are going to be in college. Your kids are going to be in college. Like, dude, I think I heard your father on like a podcast. No. No. hell?
Yeah, I think it was from 2016. Oh, what'd they review? Oh, one of the they rebooted the Matrix. Oh, okay.
18. Yeah, they brought it back. They brought it back, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and end this thing. Let's do that.
Yes, sir.
All right.
We'll
Episode. What?
I was saying, we'll see you on the flip side for our Wes Craven Memorial, the episode after this.
That's right.
Where we're going to review
My Soul to Take.
My Soul to Take.
Well, we're talking about that film. It's kind of like a stepping stone to just talk about Wes Craven and his other movies.
Yeah, definitely.
But we're definitely going to talk about My Soul to Take. All right, so episode 181 of Moviesucktastic. Thank you, as always, for joining us. Go to our website at Moviesucktastic.com, and you can download all of our shows there. You can listen to them live every week, Thursdays, 8 p.m., or you can listen to the show right from the site. You can download them, too. We make that possible for you. You can also go to iTunes and do much of the same thing. Download your shows, our shows, or just listen to them right on iTunes. You can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Moviesucktastic. Everything we post there, from movie trailers to our episodes to just whatever is on our mind movie-wise, is put there. You can go to our Tumblr page at Moviesucktastic.tumblr.com. If you want to leave us voicemail, the number is 908-514-4470. If you'd like to email us, the address is themovieguys@Moviesucktastic.com. If you want to download our free Android app, that is totally free and awesome.
Yep. Awesome.
Yeah. So you definitely want to
stream the show right through that.
You could, absolutely, or you can listen to previous episodes. So that is something you definitely want, and well, that's it. Oh, if you want to do a web search for Moviesucktastic in your favorite browser, Scott likes Google.
Google it. Google is my
All right.
god.
Yeah. Scott likes Google. You can totally do it that way, and we come right up. Alrighty, that's it. You got any words of wisdom there, Scott?
Yeah, fuck Ty West.
It has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but okay.
It follows.
Yeah, it follows Ty West.
Yeah.
All right then. Yeah, okay. All right. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah, see ya. See ya.
Is something behind me?
Look out, Scott.
Ah!